Hey everyone, I am excited and proud to share that we have landed a sponsor for our show. It's a Dubai grown startup and it's called YallaSale. This app is simple to use and has all the best offers from well known brands in UAE in one app. Yes, guys, it's all offer one app. How cool is that? It's available on both Android and iOS. Download from the link below. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome to the Kunal Call. I'm Kunal Bhatia and I'm joined by Indian fans and Pakistani fans who are here to talk about India versus Pakistan, which is happening on 24th. And is it a big game? Is it not? Who's going to win? Who's going to win the World Cup? We'll have a panelist over here. So I have Mikhail, Mustafa, Pranay, and Kunal. So as Pakistanis, they're our guests, so they're our like neighbors. So I will ask them first this question. Do you think Pakistan can honestly win? Michael, you can start that first.
Tough crowd straight away, Kunal. But yes, I think that no, but in all seriousness, like I think that Pakistan is very much capable of beating India on certain conditions. So number one being like, see, talent. There's no lack of that in Pakistan. We've got Babar Azam, we've got Mohammad Rizwan, Hafiz on his day, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Hassan Ali. These guys can carry the team. Even Shoaib Malik, like, okay, fine, now he's in the World Cup, and fingers crossed he can do something. But I think what's more important in this scenario isn't Pakistan's like talent. What I think it's more about is Pakistan's mindset because they need to block out all the noise. They need to stop focusing on India, stop trying to post stuff on social media, stop trying to act cool. Just do your practice and don't rely on India to have a bad day. Don't rely on Kohli getting out for a duck, Rohit, I don't know, falling to Amir's another LBW, whatever the heck they think in their brains. Just focus on what's in front of you, get it done. But like I've noticed this trend that every time there's a occasion like Pakistan versus India, the Pakistanis, even our panel, everyone, they just talk about, oh, if India have a bad day, then we can beat them. That's like the worst mentality I've ever seen. But yeah, in summary, I think absolutely Pakistan can beat India. Why not? I mean, Brock Lesnar broke Undertaker's streak. Maybe we need to do that as well.
Mustafa, what about you?
Yeah, to be honest with you guys, look, I honestly think if there's a time for Pakistan to beat India in a World Cup, this is the best chance we have. Because let's look at the past, matches that we've had in the World Cup. Like in 2019, India were clear favorites going in that game. 2016 T20 World Cup, India were clear favorites again after we just got battered in the Asia Cup by you guys as well. Right after T20 World Cup happened, no one expected Pakistan to win. 2015, we had a terrible side. So right now, I think we have players in India and Pakistan who have barely ever played each other. I don't think barely anyone from the Pakistani team has played India. Probably Babar Azam, Shaheen Afridi, Shoaib Malik, to name a few of them. But this is one of those times where even there are a lot of new players in the Indian side that the Pakistanis haven't played before. There are new players on the Pakistani side that Indians haven't, the players in the Indian team haven't played against. The Indian players haven't played, against them before. So, with all that being said, and I think if I'm not mistaken, this is Virat Kohli's first time captaining India against Pakistan, and in a world event. In a World Cup. So, because I think in the Champions Trophy it was I think it was MS Dhoni.
19 and 17 in it.
Yeah.
Oh really? I thought the captain was MS Dhoni.
The Champions Trophy, which one you got? I think you forgot that.
No, I think even in the World Cup, I think it was MS Dhoni. I'm not sure. Okay,
no, it was Virat Kohli.
Okay, Virat Kohli. Okay, yeah, but again, coming back to the whole thing, I think if there's a time for Pakistan to beat India in a World Cup, in any World Cup event, it's right now. I think this is our best chance. So definitely, I think they can win. But I think, as Pakistan always does, puts up your hopes high and then brings it down the last minute. We are very well known for doing that, so that can happen as well. We can win as well. To be honest, you just never know. We're not called the unpredictables for nothing at all. So yeah.
Indian fans, Pranay, you can start. Do you think India can win? And
I mean, see, the thing is, I don't want to be biased towards India. I don't want to be saying a lot that is against Pakistan as well. But on a real note, I definitely think it's going to be a great match. It can go any of the sides. It can definitely, on the day, it's all about the day and whether you play good cricket or whether you're not. And the side that we're bringing, like what Pakistan's bringing against India and like the T20 squad that they're having right now, I think Pakistan definitely has a good chance of beating India this time. But again, I feel like there's one advantage that India definitely carries is the fact that we've been playing IPL for almost the last 2 months, and our training has been happening in India with all the pitches that have been currently going on. So whether it's the low bounce that we've been expecting in the Sharjah stadiums, or we've been seeing in the Dubai stadiums or the Abu Dhabi stadiums, where the scores have been just here and there all around, because you see some games that they're scoring 180 and the other teams are scoring like 130, 120 runs.
Yeah.
Finding it difficult to chase the scores down. So I feel like in Dubai it is definitely because that's where we're playing, and like we have been noticing and observing the IPL that's been going on right now. The toss really matters, and how you assess your players on the pitch and how they perform on that particular day really matters. But yes, India definitely has that upper hand, and I mean, of course, being an Indian, I definitely want to see my side winning the T20 World Cup rather than just beating Pakistan, because I feel like firstly I'm a diehard fan of Virat Kohli, so for me that is a personal thing. So I definitely want to see him lift the cup this year, and I'm sure even the Pakistani fans, like, they just raise their hands up saying that we support him as well. They'd want to see India lift the World Cup, but again, I definitely see Pakistan as one of the top four teams this time in the T20 World Cup. Yeah.
Okay, that's a big prediction. Kunal, what do you say about that?
First of all, I think yes, records do speak that India has been better in the world championships, but you never know. Anything can be changed on a certain day. Pakistan can come back. They are one of the most underdogs team when they play these kind of tournaments, and they can shock anyone. When we were playing against them in 2017 Champions Trophy final, everyone was betting on India. That's yes.
Yeah.
If even India is chasing, they can chase well. But the way Pakistani bowled, I mean, everyone except Hardik Pandya, no one could bat. And yes, things were not on India's side, but yes, the records belongs to us. Pakistan has a great talent, a good young talent. Babar Azam is the upcoming captain for them. With a new bunch of management for them, yes, there will be some kind of changes for them with not having Miss Bowler or Wakar Yunus. But yes, I believe yes, but it will be a very good game for them. Yes, what Pranay said about the IPL advantage, I believe all the teams, whichever team has been playing IPL, it's New Zealand, Australia, everybody has an equal chance of winning it because everybody has played the IPL together itself. So, yes, I feel India might be slightly stronger to Pakistan in this case because of the IPL happening.
Okay, that's a good answer you're given. Mikhail and Mustafa, I want to ask you regarding Pakistan Cricket Board.
Mm-hmm.
How weird it is that before a month or 2 months, you're changing your entire coaches when you're supposed to have a settled backroom staff, and you're changing your squad within, I don't know, maybe a week before the World Cup. You're getting in the players that people thought, oh, they're old and we should not get them in, like a player like
Shoaib
Shoaib
Malik,
Malik,
Mohammad Hafiz.
Mohammad Hafiz, and like as a fan, I'm like, why are they doing that? Yes, you got Matthew Hayden, who's a good batting coach. You got Philanders, who's a good bowling coach, and you got Shakil Mustaq as a head coach. But at
Head
the same
coach.
time, but why are you doing that before the World Cup? Like, even we know that Ravi Shastri is going out. Imagine if we replace Ravi
But
Shastri
we
with Rahul
have
Dravid now.
kept them
Exactly.
till
You replace Rahul Dravid now, they'll be like, "Arey yaar, kaise karna hai, kya karna hai?" Then the confusion
Exactly.
happens, and then the India-Pakistan match is there. What is the general mindset of Pakistani fans seeing this?
You want to go first, Faz,
Uh,
or me?
yeah, sure, sure, yeah.
All
So
right.
to be honest with you, Kunal, like it really did make me, shocked as well. Because as someone who's like, by the way, I was a huge fan of Misbah Haq. I wasn't one of those people who was always against him for slow batting and everything. When he became a coach, even I was like, okay, your coaching is not good at all. No matter how big of a legend Waqar Yunus is, in terms of bowling, even and I mean, not just me, but like as you said, like like with the opinion of the general Pakistani fans, no one was agreeing with Misbah or Waqar and their coaching tactics for such a long time. So we just wanted them out for so long. So long, we just like Misbah out, Waqar out, replace them, replace them, replace them. And for them to do it right before the World Cup is again something that everyone was like, okay, why do you have to do it now? I mean, they didn't listen to us all this time. Now when the World Cup's happening, stick with something that you're used to. No, they change everything right now. But the thing is, okay, even though it makes us angry and it makes us like, all like frustrated and everything, I don't think this is entirely a bad thing because if you look at the 2011 World Cup, we chose our captain on the eve of the World Cup, one day before the actual World Cup started, we were, we decided, okay, we don't want Yunus Khan, we don't want Shoaib Malik, we want Shahid Afridi to be the captain. And we performed well in the World Cup. I mean, obviously the semifinal happened, we lost to India and everything, but so doing these things is always a bad thing, is what I personally think. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's not something you should always do, but it can just be like a wild card thing. You never know, this new combination that you're trying out for the first time with the new coach and the new batting coach and the new bowling coach, and this captain and this player and all that. It can click anytime, and it's not always a bad thing. Yes, obviously it's not something that you should do each and every time, but it's not 100%, like it's not like 100% of the time something which will never work out. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. But definitely it's something frustrating, and definitely it's not something that you should always do.
Mikhail?
Yeah, so I mean, the way I look at this, Kunal, is first of all, Pakistan cricket. Like, if there was like a word that I would have to take from the dictionary to describe Pakistan cricket, it would be chaos. Pakistan
Yeah.
cricket has always been chaotic. They do things that most people would consider us madmen for doing, and this is just another recent example. I mean, obviously, it's disappointing. I mean, Misbah ul Haq was a terrible coach. He, I think, took us two steps backward rather than he undid all of what Mickey Arthur had done in his tenure as coach, and obviously that pissed us off. But the fact is, I mean, okay, quitting before the World Cup, that's a coward's move. I mean, all respect to Misbah ul Haq and Waqar Younis. In my opinion, they are legends of the game, especially in the Pakistan domain. But what they've done is like shameless, first of all, and it embarrasses the nation and embarrasses, us on a global stage. But going forward, I mean, we can't dwell on these things. Now, what's done is done. It could be a blessing in disguise for a couple of reasons. Number one being because Saqlain Mushtaq is someone who has not only coached like, the domestic teams in Pakistan, he has international experience. So he could bring that value to us. The second thing is, I think someone like Matty Hayden, who's now the batting coach, definitely helps because I think a big complaint that a lot of fans of the Pakistan team have had is our batting don't seem like they're willing to adapt. We still kind of play the late 90s, early 2000s batting style that we're going to block it out and then we're going to smash in the last 10 overs, which doesn't work in modern cricket. Even these days, 350 isn't a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
You score 350, there's a chance a team like New Zealand or England or even India can chase it down, or Australia. So I think these things can be a blessing in disguise, but I wouldn't be so quick to rule out Pakistan either because at the end of the day, Pakistan do this all the time. They have like a crisis right before on the eve of like a special event, something goes wrong, and then the world rules them out and they bounce back. That's usually how it goes. Of course, we can't depend on that every time, but it's just given the history as Kunal was talking about. If we go by the numbers and if we go by history, so yeah, I'm still going to remain optimistic because I think that we've got the talent, we've got the lineup. I think that we can do it. And we're playing in UAE, a country that we played a lot of our cricket for the past decade before international cricket made its return to Pakistan grounds.
Well said, Mikhail, for your team. Pranay and Kunal, I want to ask you about the Indian squad. I mean, do you agree with the squad changes made with Shardul Thakur coming in for Akshar Patel? And do you think they could have brought in Chahal? And if they haven't brought in Chahal, do you think there is a problem in the management with Chahal? Because if he's taking wickets, like if he's taking wickets, I cannot see why he's not inside the team. So Pranay, I would want to start with you. You're an RCB guy, then Kunal, you're also an RCB guy. You both are RCB fans, so you must be like pissed off with this.
So firstly, when we saw the squad, like I think a month ago when they had announced it, I think around 5th of September is when they had announced it or something. There was no doubt and there was no like sort of call that they would not include a few of the players that were already playing a lot of international cricket in the past couple of years or 3 years. There were some spikes about Kuldeep Yadav not playing the tournament, which we were not. It was an obvious thing because he has not been performing in the last couple of years, and he's surely someone who's lost the. I think people can adapt to his bowling style a lot now, and people are able to play the shots on him as well. So not being picked for a lot of the IPL games as well. I think he didn't even play the full IPL this season. So Kuldeep Yadav, yeah, like there were these sort of players who we knew that were not going to be in the squad, but then you have the likes of like Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan coming in at a peak where, where we knew for a fact that we need a little bit of a stronger middle order. So, adding them, I definitely think it was a good call. Um, and one thing that was bothering me, of course, was Yuzvendra Chahal not being included in the squad. Giving a chance to a player like Ravichandran Ashwin, who has not been performing in T20 in the last couple of years. Even as a captain for Punjab, he was a very on and off captain. He was a very on and off player as well. He did not contribute enough to the team, and that's the reason why Punjab was not able to retain him as a captain or as a player in the next season. So he's not been having a good T20 run in the last couple of years. Having him in the squad was an issue, and then you have Akshar Patel, who's like another player who is more of a test bowler, like where he can definitely like bring in those extra dot deliveries, who can bring you those wickets when you need it. So again, not one of the best calls that we thought was there. And then of course, there was some news around the squad saying that there will be definitely some additions to the squad. So you know considering what happened in the IPL this season and how RCB performed as a bowling unit specifically, I think Yuzvendra Chahal should have definitely gotten a chance to be as part of the squad. And I don't think there's a management issue in this. I feel like there's more of giving a chance to new people in this type of tournament, because of the fact that you have players like Varun Chakravarti, who's definitely performed in the KKR squad because of how they've reached to the finals and beating RCB and beating Delhi. He had a big hand in the bowling squad, so giving him a chance definitely made sense. But of course, Yuzvendra Chahal was definitely one of the biggest stocks of the town, more than Shikhar Dhawan at this point, to be honest, because Shikhar Dhawan definitely performed for Delhi as well, and Yuzvendra Chahal, I think, was one of the best bowlers for RCB when it really needed. He was there, the guy who was taking the wickets in the middle orders when other teams were scoring around 75, 80 runs. He used to come in the seventh or eighth over, and he should definitely pick up a wicket. So he was the go-to bowler for RCB, and I'm sure the Indian management as well would have considered him to be at that type of role as well. But because we have such a talented squad, I think his idea of being in the squad maybe would have been a little bit of an issue, saying that we can have someone who can bowl in certain other overs instead of having him to bowl in the seventh or eighth over, or those middle overs. So his role maybe did not fit right for the team. But of course, he's definitely one of the best spinners that I've seen in the recent years. He's got that very lanky attitude on the pitch, very very cool guy. Like he's super, like he enjoys his sport, and that's what really matters. And that's how you show the passion for the sport. So definitely a backlash for Team India, I think, overall. And I think yes, our squad could have been improved, not including Shreyas Iyer as well. That was one of the biggest backlashes as well, because he brings that sort of stability within the middle order. Because when you have Ishan Kishan and you have Surya Kumar Yadav, I don't see them as someone who can stay in the middle order and play it out till the 20th over. Where Shreyas Iyer would have definitely made a difference to that sort of squad, where you have Rishabh Pant on the other side just coming in and just whacking the ball throughout. So he has the license to do such a thing because of a batsman like Shreyas Iyer being on the other side of the crease. So yeah, some changes definitely would have been better for Team India. I was personally not very happy with the squad, and some selections could have been better. But again, I think we are here to back our players up, and I think that's what we believe in. And of course, having MS Dhoni as our mentor, and I think maybe he must have definitely seen something in those players to be
Yeah.
for them to be included within the squad. I think we definitely he's probably seen something that can help us win those crucial games for us in the future tournament. Yeah.
Kunal, what about
He
you?
did it. Yes, I.
Well, for me, I think I'm not happy with the squad. If you see to it, we just have one backup opener. I don't know what's his role. Maybe Ishan Kishan, as if is he playing for the backup opener, or maybe for a middle order batsman. I was expecting Shikhar Dhawan not to be the part of this T20 World Cup. Yes, the openers are fine with me. KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, and then we have the legendary Virat Kohli. Surya Kumar has been a very good performer for India since past 6 7 months. Rishabh Pant, well, just before Australian tour, he wasn't a part of the limited over series, but yes, with that series, he has given his affirmation that yes, he's going to be a part of this limited squad also. With that, I think Rahul's role to be a keeper has been finished. He will play as a pure batsman rather than
Yeah.
playing a wicket keeper batsman. Then we have Hardik Pandya's. We don't know what role he's going to play. Is he going to play a specialist batsman, all rounder, or bowling all rounder? We don't know because he hasn't been bowling for Mumbai Indians as well. Yes, Jadeja we need. He has been, I guess, one of the brightest players in this IPL. Ashwin, I was shocked to see him in the squad. I wasn't expecting Ashwin to be in the squad, but it's okay if he's there. We need some off spin also in this department. If you take the spacers, we only have three pacers. We have Bhuvneshwar Kumar, we have Mohammad Shami, we have Jasprit Bumrah. So yes, I feel that Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been a little off for India since Sri Lankan tour when we were touring them
Yeah.
in July. Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Shami are fine. Yes, they have done exceptionally well for India. Yes, Shardul Thakur, I will say, I was expecting him to be back in the squad, but I felt bad for Aksar because he played well in the IPL. He performed well, but we have Jadeja, so definitely two kind of similar bowlers can't play one role. Either Jadeja will play or Aksar will play. And I think we have taken too many spinners in this squad. I still believe we have 5 6 spinners. We only have one backup player as a batsman or a keeper, and the reserve players, for example, Deepak Chahar and Shreyas Iyer, they definitely would have deserved a lot to be in the squad. Shreyas Iyer, as Pranay said, he has been a more dependable player, playing till the last ball of the innings, and Deepak Chahar, he's a master of swing, I say. The way he has performed for Chennai also been very economical, and yes, it's something. Yes, I wasn't happy, and yes, I was really shocked not to see Chahal in the squad. The A bowler who has performed so well for India, and the pair of Kulcha is finally broken, which is very sad to see. It
Yeah.
was they had made a start to their innings after Champions Trophy when they had broken Ashwin Jadeja, and yes, Ashwin Jadeja are back. So definitely, I still feel that yes, it's okay. But whatever we have to be happy in that. And yes, I still believe we have the team who can win the cup.
Okay, that's a good point. Mikhail, you were saying something before Kunal answered. What were you saying? Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah. I was just I was just expressing my rather shock at the fact that Shreyas Iyer is not included in the India squad because I saw like the matches between New Zealand and India, the one-day series, and I was just blown away by Shreyas Iyer because I heard of him and I've seen him bat a couple of times for I think he was in Delhi before, if I'm not mistaken.
He is
So I
currently
was
in
like,
He plays
oh,
for
okay,
Delhi Capitals.
sahi hai. Yeah, so I was just a bit like surprised because he's got all of the shots, he's got a good temperament, he's got a good technique, he's proven he can score. So it just came as a bit of a shock.
Okay, yeah, means squad's been chosen. You guys are giving a prediction regarding the team and stuff. So I want one word answer from you. India, Pakistan, who's going to win? Mikhail, say it first.
Pakistan.
Okay. Mustafa,
I'll go with Pakistan as well.
Pranay.
Bro, I mean, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. So
Yes.
of course, India, I think we are looking forward to a great match. I would definitely say that, but of course, I will always back my country. I will always back India. So it's gonna be Mocha, 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 Mocha.
Just like it was in the Champions Trophy final, wasn't
You guys
it?
will just keep talking
Please
about
stop
it.
talking about that.
What we care about is just winning the cup right now. We're not focused on this on India,
We don't
Pakistan.
really, no offense, Pranay,
We
to
want,
you.
we want to go all the way this time.
Pranay,
And only
with all
just
due
for
respect, I'm a big fan of Pakistan India games, but really we're not focusing on you. Our main target is actually New Zealand for
Oh, yeah.
reasons very
Yeah.
well known.
Personal
Okay,
reasons now.
maybe the
Personal
target for you
reasons.
is New Zealand, but the target for us to win is to win the cup. We are
Yeah,
only targeting
exactly.
for that.
Yeah.
That's what we should.
We are
So,
The best
only
you can
targeting to win
let's
the
just hope
cup.
Virat can actually not pull another South Africa.
yeah,
that's something that
That won't
I'm sure
happen.
he
That
must have
won't
worked
happen.
on already.
And we all know that it won't rain over here. So
We all learned
we can
Oh,
from
yeah.
win.
mistakes. we all learn from our mistakes. I think we've come to that sort of thing, and he's one of the best captains, and he's one of the best leaders for our team,
No doubt.
and
My
he's
full
gonna come
respect
out
to
strong this
him.
time for sure. We are gonna back him to a whole new level.
Of course, you're going to back him. It's his last time, and it's not even just about his last time. He's your captain, and he's been a goat. He's definitely a goat, in my
He's
opinion.
one of the best, legendary, definitely.
What
Yeah,
is it? Yeah.
So
definitely.
before I ask another question, and we're gonna have another episode on that. Kunal, what's your prediction?
It has to be India, my team, my country, because the IPL is over. It's time to move and show your countriness
Exactly.
on this. You have to support your country. You have to support your men for this. Now, there's no Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi. It's only
Yeah, that's
India.
true.
Yeah,
That's
can I just say one thing though? Can I just say one thing?
yeah.
Okay, going into yeah, because Indians and Pakistanis, like we have this thing that when our team starts playing bad, we talk shit about them, we talk bad about them, and we go into all these things that like hum next match they can get bhar mein jayenge log and all that stuff. But when it
Yeah.
comes to these matches, comes to these matches, no matter what happens in the past, I hate it when I hear Pakistan fans say, "Yaar, India se haath rehte hain, kya fayda?" Bro, support your team right now. That's the fun.
Correct.
Like going into this match
I like
thinking
the
that we're gonna
spirit.
win no matter what happened in the past, going into this match thinking that we're going to win, you guys go into this match thinking that India's going to win. This is what makes this fun. This is what makes India-Pakistan
Exactly.
matches fun. That okay,
It's
forget the
it's
cup. At
it's
least focus on
important to
this
leave the
now.
past. It's
Exactly. Yeah.
important to leave the past
For
and
sure. Yeah.
just see the present and what you're doing in the present.
Exactly.
If your present is
Exactly.
right,
Yeah.
your future will be bright.
And I actually
Yeah.
think
There
that
you go.
both teams, like I mean, we're having this talk about India Pakistan match, which is great. But I like what both of you guys, Pranay and Kunal, actually brought up when you guys said that the target isn't even Pakistan. The target is the
Win
World
is in the
Cup.
cup. Yeah. Winning the cup.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that's a good point because both teams they just need to take it a match at a time. Okay, we're gonna have one India Pakistan match. Maybe there'll be a semi. Maybe there'll be even a final. That would be amazing to see. But yeah, definitely, I think just one match at a time. Focus on India. India's gone. Focus on New Zealand. New Zealand's done. Afghanistan and so on. And then in the final, focus on getting your hands on the cup.
There you go.
That's very
And
true.
it's been so long since
It's a very good point. It's a
both
very
of us
good
have
point.
won any cup. It's been like 8 years since India's won a trophy. It's been 4 years since we won a trophy.
8 years.
So we're
What
both
was the
really
last
hungry
time
for
India
this.
won?
For us, it's been 8 years. For us, it's been
8 years.
Yeah. For us,
8
it's
years.
been 4
What was
years.
the last thing
we
that
have
India
was
been a
way-
part of.
yeah.
We've been a part of
2013.
three ICC trophy finals,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was.
but
It really-
unfortunately, things were not.